Hey everyone, you're watching City Sparks with me, Huma. This week we find out about the hottest trends in real estate and home decor. We've got an in-studio musical live performance and a whole lot of comedy and laughs. Coming up, we've got singer and musician Dominic Mancuso. We have comedian and funny man Lenny Corrado. We have stylist and home decor and design expert for Dunpar Homes, Lisa Rogers. And VP of Operations for Dunpar Homes, Michael Dipasquale. And welcome everyone. I'm here with my first guest. We've got Michael Dipasquale, who is the Vice President of Operations for Dunpar Homes.
Yes.
Welcome to the studio, Michael.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. Now, on City Sparks, we need to find out what's trending and happening in every aspect of everything in our city. So you're going to up-to-date our audience members and myself with what's hot in the real estate market. So let's start off by talking about some of the prices. Why are the prices so high in Toronto and Vancouver?
Well, the prices are high. It's really very basic supply and demand issue in Toronto and Vancouver as well. I'm less familiar with Vancouver, but if you notice the prices of condos, they've remained relatively stable for the last many years. There's a lot of condos going up and whatnot. The province of Ontario implemented a policy in 2005 called Places to Grow, meaning grow up and not out.
Right.
So that's why there's so many condos going up. It was all done on purpose. So of course the supply of the low-rise, being detached, semi-detached townhomes, has gone down. No one's building them in Toronto. Even the GTA, it's hard to find them. So of course the supply has gone way down, but people still want that product. They still want to be on the ground level, and they still want, you know, a home with a yard or a very functional home that, you know, 2,000 square feet or something like that. So there's a market for both, but obviously I think they're realizing now that the market for the low-rise is maybe stronger than they thought. That's why there's so much demand. There's bidding wars. There's and that's why the prices of those, you know, low-rise homes have just skyrocketed. Well,
I was going to say, like, because Canada is full of so many immigrants, we've got immigrants coming from, you know, all over the world, and, you know, economically they tend to struggle in the beginning. So what kind of homes are they opting for? Because generally they're larger families, right?
Right.
So is it? It wouldn't be condos, I would think, because they kind of. I think townhomes are probably more popular with that demographic.
Yeah, I would think townhomes are popular, and they're also going out to more of the remote areas, such as the Golden Horseshoe area. So outside of the GTA, a little bit further, you know, the longer commutes type thing.
Right. The prices are more reasonable out there.
Right. So you can get, you know, exactly. So the further you move out, and for a reasonable, you know, detached, semi-detached or townhome, it's much more reasonable than obviously in the city of Toronto, where prices have just gone crazy. So they make that trade-off. Well, we need the space, so we'll be a little further out, and you make that trade-off for a commute. Yeah. And it's not for everybody, and I'm sure there's some people that, you know, maybe they're squeezing into condos or something like that, even though condos are getting smaller and smaller. Right. But yeah, there's still a demand for them, and people are renting out condos downtown, and the rental market is definitely coming back as well, just because it's so expensive in Toronto. And even though the condo prices have stayed, you know, relatively stable or modest increases, they're still expensive relatively to everything else. So that's why people are renting, or they come, you know, as immigrants, like you said, and they don't, you know, have the equity. So, you know, they'll rent someone's condo, or there's a bunch of new rental buildings going up as well. And I think there's going to be a new dynamic in Toronto with rentals that we haven't seen for, you know, maybe 30 to 35 years. Right,
because it's just too expensive to put that lump sum in, and, you know, to rent and then save up the money, I think is probably the way a lot of people are going.
Yeah, exactly. And if you think of New York City, now we're not the size or the scale, but you think who owns condos or detached or low-rise stuff in New York City. It's a rental apartment place because people just want to be there. They want to be in the core and be in accessible places. So it just evolves into that when it's too pricey to own it. So it's just another option. I think we're going to see an evolution of that come over time. And there's a new generation as well that wants to, is focusing on being close to the city, live and work close to home. They're not too concerned about the backyards or driving like prior generations used to be. So I think there's going to be an interesting evolution coming up.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You're so full of knowledge about this. So we've got all of your social media information. Anybody has questions, I'm sure they can contact you and
of course.
Find out more directly.
We always respond on the social media
So
sites.
you're all over Twitter, Facebook. So please, seek Michael out. And if you have any questions or need any info, contact him. And thank you so much for being in the studio with us. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And we'll be back with lots more, guys. Don't go anywhere.